Go ahead, Fursey.
For my unconquerable soul. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Today, we are going to be discussing your voice. Not just the voice here, but the voice in here. Not just your voice physically, but your voice intellectually and your voice emotionally. We can change our voice to do whatever we want. It is a magical toolbox that we were born with. For example, if I took the same lines that I just took just now and applied a different song, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. We can choose how our voice sounds throughout any part of our speech. Let's admit one thing first of all. People can't remember everything we say. They can't. They can't remember everything that we say. You probably can't even remember 1/4 of the last speech you heard. If we're lucky, even in a 5 to 7 minute speech, we might remember 1 line, 2 lines. How do we make sure that our audiences can remember what we need them to remember? So we focus in on maybe 1 sentence. We focus in on that 1 sentence. We focus in on that 1 word in the sentence. 1 word. Can 1 word communicate everything that you want your audience to remember about you? But first, sorry, that was like interrupting, wasn't it? I don't know. Okay. So the title to this is The Key to Finding Your Voice. Not just your voice physically, as I said, but your voice emotionally. The key. The 1 word that unlocks the meaning. So we're going to focus on tongue twister. Sorry, I just let my optometrist come in and play with my slides. Is this better or is that better? Is that better? Is this better? Is this better? Is that better? Before you do anything, when you speak, it is critical that you do warm-ups. You have to warm yourself up. I have a couple of tongue twisters for you. Please repeat these sounds with me, but I'm not going to do it alone. I invite all of you to have a revolution online and unmute yourselves. Now, unmute.
Yeah.
And now that you're unmuted, I would like for you to say these tongue twisters with me. Here's the first one. Ready? Duh. Duh. Excellent. Well done. I could tell that one of you was kind of like, you weren't giving it your full power. So, okay. So here's the next one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. And now I want you to, sorry. Now I'd like for you to do KG. Ready? G. 1, 2, 3, go. It's okay. It's okay that these don't sound great. We're not there yet. We're just warming up. That's all we're doing. And if you're looking in the mirror before you speak and you're going, boy, I don't know whether I can trust Fursey because this doesn't sound good. Here's the next thing I want you to warm up with. Here's how it sounds. One moment. Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. All right, here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Today,
I will speak with a rich sound resonant voice.
Okay, hands up. Which of you said resident? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ready? Same one. 1, 2, 3. Today,
I will speak rich resonant voice.
Maybe tell us who have their hands up.
Is anybody looking at the screen on gallery and all the different voices are popping back and forth, back and forth. The poor Zoom master's like that person, this person, that person. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Zoom master. I've just driven you nuts. All right. So this time, as you do it, I'm going to raise and lower my hand. If my hand goes up to higher pitch, for example, today I will speak. And then if it goes down a lower pitch, with a rich, round, resonant voice. All right, ready? 1. You guys good? I know some of you right now are looking back at your family going, be quiet. Oh. They didn't know no attention to me. I know some of you are scaring the dog right now. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Today, Thank you for auditioning. We'll let you know if you've made the cast. Okay. Oh, that was crazy, wasn't it? All right, you can go ahead and mute. You can go back to mute. You can let the cat go now. You don't have to keep strangling him to keep him quiet. The key to finding your voice, not just your physical voice, not just intellectually where we know the emphasis should be, but emotionally. Where does it come from in our hearts? Where does the emphasis for a word come from in our hearts? Before we go on, I forgot. There's one last thing to talk about when you warm up. That's to make sure you're projecting your voice from where it needs to come from. Most of us are using our speaking voice or even a head voice. But the fact of the matter is, we were all born with a voice that could project. You ever heard a baby crying in a crowded room? A crowded restaurant? So loud! And you're wondering, how does such a small package produce so much sound and so much poop? So when you speak, you have to make sure, let me use the computer here. Well, aren't you glad I'm wearing pants today? So you have to use your diaphragm. The diaphragm is right here, and it actually pushes the sound up. Boy, that was like the worst TV ad ever, right? You want to use your diaphragm to push the sound out. It's not that you have to use a lower tone. It's that your diaphragm is designed to push sound out. When you try to use your chest or your mouth to push sound out, it creates tension. And tension creates restriction. That's why we can't make the sounds we want to make. Or that's why when we try to be loud and it hurts our throat, it's because you're using your throat for the wrong purpose. You're trying to use your throat to push sound out, when in reality, the throat is used to make the vibration. So when you speak, you want to use your diaphragm to push the sound out. Now, how do you know when you're using your diaphragm? Couple of easy things. One, next time you yawn, verbalize it, vocalize it. Like so. I wouldn't do that in the middle of your boss. I wouldn't do that right in the middle of when your boss is speaking to you. And I'm not sure I would do that, in front of your teachers or your kids when they're trying to tell them something important happened in their life. But the next time you have to vocalize, yawn. Another time, lay down flat. Put like a book on top of your belly, not your chest, but your belly. And when you inhale, is it rising? We're not going to demonstrate that because every time I get on the ground, the cat goes nuts. So we're not going to do that right now. But those are some easy ways to find out, are you physically producing sound the way you want to? Moving forward, when we key a word, we want to emphasize the right word. We can't emphasize every single word. Take this short sentence, which we're all very familiar with, right? Right? I love you. Pretty easy, yes? So if I were to try to emphasize every word in this line, it would sound like this. I love you. That's too much, right? That's too much. Some of you already going, turn the volume down, turn the volume down. Oh my gosh, I thought my mother-in-law was in the room. So, sorry, I just insulted somebody, didn't I? My apologies. Which word do you want to key? Because if you key a different word, you get a different meaning. I love you. Not Carlos. I love you. If we key the second one, I love you. Maybe it's a word that you're not used to saying. Maybe to say love is not something you're used to saying, and all of a sudden it's hard to say it. Or you're telling a story of when you first fell in love. I love you. Maybe it's a moment of joy because for the first time you can say it. You've just keyed that word. What happens if I love you? I love you, not Christian. I love you. By changing the focus of your sentence, you change the meaning. You invest in the key word. You invest in the key word. You set it apart. You can do this several different ways. You can do this through volume. You can do this through pitch. You can do this through the texture of your lines. What you have to figure out is which one works best for you and which one creates the most amount of meaning. When I was growing up, I grew up in a family of 7 kids. So we didn't have a whole lot of money, extra money. You know, you put the food and you on the table. It's not like my parents starved us, but you just didn't have a lot for extra things like ice cream, Coca-Cola, cookies. I also grew up in an Asian family, as you could tell. And Asians, sometimes we kind of got the reputation that we can't open up quite as easily as other people. For example, my mother never told me that she loved me, but I know she loves me. Because one day when I was about 8 or 9, she asked me, right before she went out shopping, she asked me, what kind of cookies do you like? And I was like, I don't know, because you know, at that age, everything your mother says irritates you. I just said, I don't know. She goes, just think of a brand. What cookie do you like? I went, oh. And then I immediately thought of the only brand that came to mind. Oreos. I like Oreos. Advertising doesn't work on me. Well, I thought nothing of it until later that night when she came home with the groceries. And she brought out a package of Oreos. And I realized she was thinking of me. With all the other people that she had to worry about, she was thinking of me. My mom never learned how to say I love you.
He has to get a package that she can't wait for.
But she said it with a package of Oreo cookies. When we tell our stories, we find natural inflection. But sometimes we're not sure exactly where we want to inflect. We're not sure which words we need to emphasize and how to emphasize it. Because sometimes when everything else is up here volume-wise, we want to drop it down and be here. And sometimes words are hard to say. Anytime your speech is too easy for you, simply ask yourself, what's hard to say about this? What's hard to say? When you're talking to people and you're discussing how you overcame great obstacles, convey how difficult it was to overcome those obstacles by putting pauses right before that word, or maybe even a pause after the word, almost as if you just realized what it was. So when I say something like, my mother gave me Oreos, make sense? All of a sudden, it's as if the light bulb went off in your mind. Like, oh my gosh, I just made a discovery about my mother and Oreo cookies right here, right in front of you. And it creates a sense of authenticness that you can't get if you just say it as usual. So let's take a look at a couple of lines. Let's go back to that line that we just had earlier. Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. Because keying a sentence with only 3 words, pretty easy. But what happens when you get all this many words? So let's say I want to key today. All right? It might sound like this. Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. Sounds okay. You kind of get some meaning. But there's something wrong with that, isn't there, Talisa? There's something not quite right. Any thoughts on what that might be? I hate to pinpoint you, but I'm going to pinpoint you. You're just the only name that's popping up on my screen. Any thoughts on why that doesn't quite sound right? Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. Today is definitely keyed. Thoughts?
This is not in the right place.
What do you mean by that?
It's not as rich.
It's not as rich. Absolutely. You'll find that key words are usually towards the end of the line. For example, resonant. Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. But even then, there's still something weird, isn't there? Because in this one, I keyed the first word and the rest of it kind of drops off. In this one, the rest of it drops off, and then all of a sudden I punch resonant. Today I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. But what happens with the rest of the sentence? So maybe I want to key both. It's possible. It is entirely possible to have 2 key words in your sentence if you take 2 breaths. Every primary key word must have a breath. Every breath can only have one key word. Every breath can have only one key word. I'm going to say that again. Every breath can only have one key word. So if I have two key words, because these words are that important to my speech, then I'm going to have to take two breaths. So let's designate a breath with two slash marks. Everybody can see that, yes? I know, barely. That's why everybody's like, ah, oh, dude, slides are too small. Now we all look kind of Chinese up there. Okay, so what you want to do, I know, that was really bad. Sorry about that. What you want to do is take that breath and take a full breath. Today, breath, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice. I'd like to ask for a volunteer, Panos. You're like, that wasn't a volunteer. That was more like a victim. I know. I'm terrible in my classroom. Let's go with Bobby, you know. All right, Panos, would you mind? But first, you have to unmute.
I'm all yours, Fursey.
Okay, sir. Will you go ahead and try this with two key words, one breath, right there.
Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Excellent. Fantastic. Give him a round of applause. Well done, sir. Now, sometimes it doesn't have to be a breath, because what happens is, if I take the breath after today, it weakens by the time I get to resonant. And it's like I don't have enough fireworks for the end of the show. So you can't shoot off all your fireworks at the beginning of the show. So here we're going to put a pause, one slash, a pause, one slash. So it's today, I will speak with a rich, round breath, resonant voice. When we key a word, when we emphasize it like that, it takes extra breath. Just like a singer knows they can only sing as well as they breathe. If they don't breathe, they're not going to have enough to punch it. So allow me to victimize yet one more person in the crowd. Ishrat? Ishrat? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
It's perfect, Fursey.
Great. It's just like we rehearsed it, isn't it? All right. Would you care to try this line for me with this keying, where today is keyed and resonant is keyed? There's a pause right here, and there's a key word, and there's a breath here. Would you care to give that a try?
Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you very much. Remember to breathe. Very good. Sometimes a primary keyword isn't enough, because rich and round are also important words, aren't they? When we promise ourselves to speak with a rich, round, yes, round, resonant voice, those are important as well. So now we have primary keywords in green, secondary keywords in yellow. I'm sorry if the colors aren't showing up. And two breaths, one after today and one between resonant and voice. Ruth, may I pick on you next?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is that all right? Okay, would you care to give this a try? There are now 3 primary keywords, 2 secondary keywords, 2 breaths, and a partridge in a pear tree. All right.
Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Good.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna ask you to try a couple things here. Make sure not to put a pause after speak, and make sure to take a full breath before voice. One more time, please, ma'am.
Today, I will speak with a rich, round, resonant voice.
Excellent. Everybody give her a round of applause. Thanks, Ruth. And thanks for going through that twice. I appreciate that. How we key is so very individual to what it is we are trying to say as a speaker and what our audience needs to hear. You might have the very same speech, but because it's a different audience, we might have to change the key word. Not just change the words in our speech, but change the key word because there's meaning to it. You know, page 3 page 3 of our evaluations from Toastmasters International. Are you engaging with the audience? How am I supposed to engage with the audience on Zoom? Part of that is you key different words based on your audience. You could even put a pause to let them catch up. And all of a sudden, you're going to look on your screen and they're going to go, yeah. Yes. So you can actually engage with that specific audience by changing the context of the key word. Just like I change different songs, you can change the context of a key word. You can change the different key and you can change the context of each key word. Now, let's talk about breathing. There are 4 different kinds of breathing. What? Who thinks about this? I don't know. I did this last night. What do I know? Okay, so usually when we speak, we tend to breathe at the period, at the end of a sentence. And what is a sentence? A sentence is a thought. So sentences are usually relatively short, unless you're William Faulkner. I'm trying to see who's laughing, who's probably like an English major on that one. Unless you're William Faulkner and you have these tremendous sentences that go between Texas and Vancouver, Canada, sentences are relatively short. One thought. One thought. That's what thought is. 4 types of breathing. The first type is thought. So breathe at the period. This is what most of us do. But how do you stand out? How do you stand out from everybody else who's doing it? How do you make sure that they will remember you? What are you going to have to do? You change up your ideas. Number 2, phrases. Phrasal. This means you might break up your sentence into 2, maybe 3 phrases or clauses. Put simply, comma. Breathe at the comma. It's still very traditional. It's still very normal. Rich, comma, round, comma, resonant voice. If you want to emphasize each of those words, then you put commas there. You take a breath. You can have as many keywords as you like, as long as you take a breath. Take a breath, man. Okay, so the next one, if we want to go to the next level of standing out, fragmentation. Notice how I changed the spelling in there a little bit with a dash. I know it's incorrectly spelled. So all of you who are grammarians, just relax, okay? Just relax. I know it's a little hyphenated. Fragmentation is when you take a breath where nobody expects it. You might take an extra breath in the middle of a word. Remember when we talked about obstacles? And remember when we talked about how difficult it was to say things? Remember when I realized that there was a package of Oreo cookies, and I thought about my mother. Yes, when we are overcome, when something is so powerful, we communicate that. Yes, we communicate that with our audience by taking more breaths. And then enjambment. Enjambment is when you jam sentences together. Like maybe I come in and I spoke. Think about this. When you're telling a story and you have all these details, but we know we can't spend time on the details because we got to get to the good stuff. So for example, if in my story, I say, my mother came home last night and I unpacked the packages. I saw the noodles, I saw the rice, I saw the sausage, I saw the cookies. Make sense? I can jam all those things together, and maybe I take 2 or 3 sentences and I jam it together. It helps us move the audience forward. We get the words across, but we know that those aren't the most important words. So these are the 4 different kinds of breathing. And now we're going to apply it. The poem that I discussed earlier is called Invictus. I've just put it into the chat. Invictus. It's a very famous poem by William Ernest Henley. What I'd like for you to consider is if you were to take 2 lines, just 2 lines, because I only got 40 minutes, all right? If you were to take 2 lines and key those lines and put breaths in, how would you do it? If you would like to try it, would you please raise your hand or, no, go into chat. Go into chat and say, I want to do it. And then I think Philip's going to look for somebody who'd like to volunteer and be a victim. Philip, who do we have? Did we lose him?
I don't know.
Philip, you're muted. Can you choose someone for me?
Yes, we have Louis.
Lois! Louis, okay.
Lois. Okay. You want the whole thing or just pieces?
2 lines. Go ahead and give us 2 lines. Yes, which words would you like to key?
That covers me. Me and pole.
Excellent. Okay, go for it.
Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole.
Excellent, very good. Give her a round of applause. Philip, another one. Who's next for hit parade?
Anthony Durand.
Anthony. You ready, Anthony?
Yes, I am. Oh, just a little duck.
That's okay. That's all right. Be careful of those ducks.
Okay, hold on. Just let me see. Okay, we say it's the time. All right. Out of the night that covers me, black as a peat from pole to pole.
Excellent. Which words did you want to stress as your primary keywords?
Me and black.
Excellent. And where did you put your breaths?
On the last one, me and starting from black.
Excellent. Would you try it one more time, please, sir?
Okay, sir. Out of the night that covers me, black as the peat from pole to pole.
Nice job. Give her a round of applause. Boy, I tell you, Anthony, that little pause that you put right after black sure did set it apart, didn't it? Sure did set it apart from the rest of it. Well done. Well done. Philip, one more, please.
Moira O'Brien. Moira O'Brien.
Excellent. Go ahead, ma'am.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole.
Ooh, we got some pausing going on there, didn't we? We got some pausing going on. Hey, what was your inspiration for this? What were you thinking? Why did you key those words?
Black and pit were the 2 that immediately sprang out of the sentence as being the key words.
Excellent. I'd like for you to try it one more time for me, all right? But before you start, I want to play a little bit of music for you. I'd like for you to listen to the music. And I would like for you to allow the music to work together with what you came up with. Fusion. I know, I just came from PF Chang last night. I can't stop using the word fusion. Okay, so you're going to fuse the ideas that you came up with the inspiration of the music. Go ahead.
I can hardly hear the music.
Oh, sorry. You're one of those loud, pep rally kind of guys. Go ahead.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole.
Excellent. Very good. Give him a round of applause. Nice job.
Would you like another one?
I'm sorry? You were at yellow?
Yes, you're amber. Would you like another?
No, sir. No, sir. We're good. We're good with that one. I'm going to move forward. But get ready, because I'm going to ask for another volunteer in just a moment. Thanks, Philip. When we are thinking about what is inside of us, our voice, not here, but here, the voice that we are using to communicate with our audience, to inspire them, to compel them, to humor them. I want you to think about a song. I want you to think about a song that fits your needs. Song that fits your needs. Now, I know this is where you're going to think I'm crazy. Yeah, as if you thought I was crazy till now. Think about a song that fits your needs. And it's not that I want you to play the song while you speak. It's that I want you to think about the song while you're rehearsing. And I want you to play that song while you're rehearsing over and over and over again in your little AirPods. Use that song to be your inspiration. You're going to find that the song has natural pitch variety, right? Unless it's a Gregorian chant. You're going to find that that song has natural pausing and rate and speed change. So think about this monologue here, or this last verse from Invictus. Think about this last verse. Any volunteers? Get ready, Philip, here they come. Any volunteers who'd like to give this a try, if you'll put your name in the chat. Here they go, Philip. Go, 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 go. Oh, this is like bingo at my mother's place. What's the next ball number, Philip? Under the B.
Corinne Stewartson.
Miss Stewartson, Mr. Stewartson. Sorry, I probably botched that pronoun. Go ahead. Are you there, Corinne? Is that you?
Oh, yes, I was speaking to myself.
Oh, well, don't do that. Share it with the world. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and say it for me, will you?
Okay, it matters not how straight the gate, and I need to see the second line. How charged, oh, I'm not seeing it very well. Can you say the second line for me, please, Fursey?
Oh man, my eyes are all messed up. You know, I had a little extra to drink. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll.
Okay. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll.
Excellent. Would you like to take the last two?
Oh, if I could see them.
Oh,
that
okay.
is a challenge, yes.
Just take the first two lines again.
Okay. It matters not how straight the gate, or charged with punishment the scrolls.
Oh, did you hear how you kicked that T at the end of punishment, right? Oh, when we hit the consonants, it's all about logic. When we want to stress the vowels, it's because we want to stress the emotion. That was nice, the punishment. Try it one more time, please. And now let this song influence you. Go.
It matters not how straight the gate, or charged with punishment the scrolls. The song left me.
Excellent. Well done. That's okay. You did great. You did great. Let's give her a round of applause. Nice job. Timer, how much time do I have left? I know I'm on red. Have I run out of time?
7 minutes left.
Oh, what am I going to talk about?
Awesome.
Okay, so I want you to listen to this for just a moment. I know some of you are still wondering, we're still not sure how the music works with all this. I thought I was going to run out of time, so I skipped over this, and I know some of you have done this with me already. I want you to think about this song. I want you to think about this song, and what are the words that you would use to describe this song? I'm gonna fast forward the song now. Butchered it. We're just gonna listen and jam out, rock out for a couple more minutes. What are some of the thoughts that you had? If you'll go ahead and put them in the chat, and Philip, tell me what some of the words are that they have.
Upbeat, high energy.
Contemporary, intensity, disco fever.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm gonna play the second song, and if you would put your words in for the second song, please. This is the second song. Tell me, what are the words that you would use to describe the second song? Good. Philip,
Power,
what does the survey says?
power, energy, strength, dramatic.
The second song?
Yes.
Really?
Energetic, fierce, determination,
Philip,
powerful.
what are some of the words at the bottom of the list?
Okay, mellow, relax, groovy.
There we go. Thank you, Philip. Some of you may already know this. I know Christian does because he's a jamming, rocking dude. But that's the same song. Both of the songs that I played for you are the same exact song. Same exact singer, artist. The difference is different interpretation, different points in his life. So the words that you've been using for many years, the stories that you may have been using in your speeches for the whole time you've been in Toastmasters, they can be refreshed. They can be changed. Think about those of us who are in the contest. How many times do you have to give your speech? And you're sitting there going, man, how do I keep this thing from getting boring? Or let's say you're a Toastmaster and you're visiting different Rotarian clubs. How do I keep my speech from getting tedious for me? You find different ways to refresh it, different interpretations, keying words differently, because you might be a different person than you were a year ago, or 5 years ago, or in this case, 30 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, our voices are individual and unique to us, just as an individual flower in a garden. You have to make sure that your beautiful fragrance is special to the person who is hearing it. You must make sure that as an artist, all the different colors you have are the same as all the different aspects of your voice. Paint with it. Paint with all the different colors. Use the highs and the lows. Use the textures of your voice. Find the different key words that reveal and unlock the meaning of your heart. Thank you.